Hello, everyone. Welcome to the For the Badge podcast. This is actually, I forgot to mention to you guys before, this is our 10th episode. We're breaking double digits with this one. Yeah. So I think our most recent episode, banged in views, got 200, I think 219 is that right now. It was a very World Cup heavy episode. So I think from now on, at least through the World Cup, we're going to focus on the World Cup. So if you guys are interested in more content about that, want to learn more about the upcoming 2022 World Cup, please consider subscribing. And yeah, we'll get that to you guys hopefully once a week. That's the plan, at least. Maybe in between as well. So today we will be particularly looking at possible breakout stars. Every World Cup has them. Certain players, more often than not, younger players putting their name on the map by their performances in the World Cup. So I think we each have a couple or a few. And yeah, so stick around. And yeah, so who wants to go first?
Diego, you did a lot of research going into this. You should go first.
I did not, but I've been quickly just scanning some player names that pop into my head. That I'm like, maybe people, the general footballing fan may not know too much about them, but I think we could be hearing from these players. So first and foremost, from my favorites to win it, Argentina. I'm gonna go Enzo Fernandez from Benfica. He is balling at Benfica right now. Currently not in the starting lineup for Argentina. I think it's Lo Celso, Paredes, and what's the guy from Atletico? DePaul. I think those are the three midfielders starting. But maybe one of them gets injured. Maybe one of them's not in the greatest form. Maybe the coach switches it up a little bit. I think we might see Enzo Fernandez ball for Argentina. 21 years old, I think 21. Balling at Benfica, is going to be a big player, and this might be the tournament to get his name out to the big clubs, or at least to the average footballing fan, and be like, "Hey, baller over here." I think he's going to be baller.
Hey yo, I'm him. I'm
him.
Baller over here.
That's
baller
right.
over here.
That's right.
I'm him.
So I think he's a good shout. I like him. I'm gonna go second, and this is, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of back and forth because I have the two for the same team. Netherlands. I currently going Jurgen Timber from Ajax. Like currently, the Ajax fans rate him a lot, but I get you ask the average footballing fan, probably not gonna know who he is. That's okay.
He was linked with United, wasn't he? Was he not linked with? Or am I tripping?
I don't know. Was he? Maybe.
Okay. I think he might have been.
They were linked to a lot of players. I don't remember all of them.
Sure, nice.
But Timber is very good. They had the Licks a couple years ago. Now they have Timber. They're insane in their youth development. But Timber's going to be amazing. He's going to play. I think no one's playing Black Five. So Ake's there. Van Dijk, of course. De Ligt. But this guy's going to get game time. That's how good he is. He's going to get game time amongst all those other center backs, and he's going to show up. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ajax struggle to hold on to him. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be really hard after this tournament.
Definitely.
I'm going to go next is Switzerland. I think Djibril Sow, very, very good player for Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt just won the Europa League last year. Djibril Sow was a part of that team, and a good reason why. and he's great. He's a great player. He's older than the other ones I mentioned. He's a little older. He's been around longer. He's playing in the top 5 league, but his name is gonna Switzerland. If they have a good tournament, he's gonna be an important reason why, and he may just get his big move that he's been waiting for. Very good player, very versatile player as well. I like him a lot. Also, I think personally, Switzerland are always a fun team to watch because they always seem to have a trick up their sleeve. Them knocking out France in the Euros was fun. That was a fun ass game.
That's right. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Sommer had one of the greatest games of his life. It was just insane. So
fantastic.
Switzerland, great, and so it's going to be someone to watch. And finally, I have this one. This one was just I put it on while we were deciding, so he was kind of like at the bottom of my list. But I think Moises Caicedo is going to go from here to here. I think I like Ecuador. I think they're a really interesting team. And I think Moises Caicedo is going to be the heartbeat of that team. And my lord, I think he's going to be fun. And he's already very good, though. That's the thing I don't like. putting him in here. These are very, very good, very good. But I think his status amongst other football players is gonna go up there. So those are my four that I have.
I like those. You want to go first? You want me to go first, Andres?
I'll go. Okay. Okay, so just heads up. Going into this, I had my players selected, and then I told them who they were, and they immediately got shut down.
Who were they?
Now
Who were they, Andres? That's why I'm going to bring it up.
It was Declan Rice, and I was gonna put context being like he's gonna prove to the world that he is the best defensive midfielder in the world, but they didn't let me explain that part. But anyways, so I have a new select three that I have picked. So I'm gonna first start with two of them. I'm not too familiar with. One of them I am. So I'm gonna just go with Jude Bellingham for he plays for Dortmund. He's 19.
Okay.
He plays for England. Apparently in the Euros he didn't get a whole lot of starting time, but I think based on his form right now at Dortmund, he might start for Southgate and then he might impress. Especially if England have a rocky start in the beginning, he might check him in there and see what happens. So I think he might impress. And then my second is Nuno Mendes. I know he's not like a breakout star. He's already established for PSG, but I think he can do wonders for Portugal. He stepped up his game for PSG. So I think he can.
That's a good one, Nuno Mendes.
Yeah, I think he can do some wonders for Portugal, especially I would say an older Portuguese side than we've seen in the previous years. So I think it's a little breath of fresh air. If that makes sense. Could elevate the squad, especially his ability and how fast he is as a center back too. Adds levels, and he's been scoring goal. He scored 2 goals and got an assist already in League One. So I think he can help a little bit. And then my third,
He's not a center back.
What? Yes, he is.
He's left back. Nuno Mendes is left back.
Yeah,
but he plays center back for Portugal.
Does he?
Does he?
Oh wait, no, never mind. Take that back. You're right. Left back. My bad.
Look at this research.
Yeah, I read it wrong.
Read it wrong.
I saw back and I was like, oh, center back. It's left back. My bad. My bad. I checked. But and then my last one, who I kept to myself. I didn't tell them, is Matt Turner, the U.S. goalkeeper, #1 goalkeeper.
Oh,
I think he's gonna. He plays for Arsenal right now. Made the big move from what was it called? New York Revolution. Is that it? Something Revolution.
Yes. Yeah. No, New England.
New England Revolution made that big move to Arsenal. Hasn't really played a whole lot. He's only been playing in the Europa League, but and he's done all right. But I think at the big stage, I think he's going to turn up and then establish himself as maybe a potential starting keeper somewhere in Europe. So I think he's actually going to have a really good World Cup. So and plus I'm a goalkeeper union, so I got to pick a goalkeeper somewhere. So I thought Matt Turner is a good selection. So I think he's going to do really well. And I think he's gonna have some big game against England. That's my prediction. Big game against England.
Ooh, big game. Okay, I like that.
So yeah,
all right.
Those are my 3.
Right.
Nice. I like that.
I will say I don't think Jude Bellingham is exactly considering the fact that he would have won the Copa Trophy if it was a fair voting as well. I feel like he's already, in my opinion, the best youngster in the world right now. But those other 2 I actually really like. I think those are really good shots.
I like Jude because we know what Jude can do in the Bundesliga, but I want to see him what he can do elsewhere, and against the world's best players. I think that's
he does start for England as well. If we're being honest, he has started for them.
Yeah,
he has, but Southgate. Who knows?
He's gonna be good.
Who knows what the starting 11? Really, it's Southgate.
True.
All right, so I'll go mine. So I got 2 Americans. I got all North Americans, actually.
2?
All North Americans here. Okay.
Oh, damn. You picked a Canadian, didn't you?
So, #1, I'm going with Ricardo Pepi. American striker. He transferred to Augsburg, I think, over the summer or last winter or so. Currently on loan in the Netherlands for Groningen. Killing it, by the way. I think he has 5 goals through 7 games or so. Yeah, absolutely destroying it with 1 assist. I'm pretty sure he might have got a different one, but yeah, he's killing it. He was killing it in the MLS, and that's one of the biggest American prospects. And then that's why Augsburg bought him, which I think was the wrong move. I think he should have stayed in MLS, but playing in the Eredivisie, which is arguably top 6, top 7 league, killing it over there. He's doing great. I mean, granted, he just started, and form can sometimes just be form, but yeah, he's doing fantastic. I mean, they beat PSV, and he scored in that one. Got an assist in his first game, I think, for them against Camber, which led to their win. So I think he's gonna pop off. I think with a American attack that's like whatever, I think he's gonna be a bright spot with it's with Pulisic, on his side. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's solid. So I'll go Canadian, and we know how good he is. We all know how good he is, but Alphonso Davies. We know how good he is, but we haven't seen him in the World Cup, and no one really knows what he does against internationally, and
because he's always injured.
And Canada doesn't do anything internationally, but them being in the World Cup this year is fantastic, and I think him being easily the best player on Canada, I want to see what he can provide for the team. I mean, he plays at Bayern, right, and he's not the best player at Bayern, so I want to see what he does being the big name there. So I wouldn't say more so breakout, but I think he's gonna be a big part of the World Cup per se. So yeah, then another one I had last North American is also North American, Brendan Aronson, playing for Leeds right now. I don't know if you guys saw, like, he had a few little highlights against Liverpool who they just beat. Man, the way he dribbles a ball, and he's so good. In my opinion, he's really good. I love him.
Better than Pulisic?
What? I mean, he needs time. I think he easily could be. I don't know if right. I mean,
we're about that's to find
another
out
debate.
This November.
That's a debate for another time.
We're about to find out this November.
We'll see who provides more. I think overall Pulisic is better. Just we've seen, he's just provided more. But I think Brendan Aronson has the tools to be overall the better player when it's all said and done. His stats, the pure goals and assists, doesn't show that he's that good because he just has 1 goal, 1 assist. But that's not everything. We know that's not everything. I have some stats put up here in the past year or so. 87th percentile of like dribbles completed, 87th percentile of progressive passes, 82nd percentile, and this is all per 90, by the way, and assists, expected assists. So yeah, I mean, I think he's really good. I think he's going to show a lot of people who he is. I think he's definitely been a bright spot in a Leeds team that's been struggling as of late under their manager Marsh, right? Jesse Marsh.
Yeah.
Which I honestly, this is different. This is kind of off topic, but it's not his fault. It's the player's fault. If their players could get a shooting boot, then they'll be okay. But he's been a bright spot in a young team like that. So, so those are my players: Ricardo Pepi, Brendan Aronson, and Fonzie. Which I think
is the last guy going to be the Steph Curry of football too? No.
What?
No takers. Because Pulisic is the LeBron James of football. Soccer. So is he going to be the Steph Curry?
It's good when you explain it, but without context, it's like, what does that mean?
Sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you because you were saying stats. I was going to say it then, but then you continue talking.
It's okay.
So
it's okay. We'll just cut this part out. We don't want this in there.
Someone got it. If someone reached this point in the video, someone might have gotten it.
Yeah, if someone watched 16 minutes in, please.
Please comment that you understood.
It's just undressed. I'm just gonna comment. I saw this.
On my burner account, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, yo, that was jokes, man."
Okay. Well, let's keep going with the World Cup thing. De Gea not being picked for the Spanish team and the preliminary Spanish team. I'm pretty sure it can change by then. But the preliminary selections, I mean, like, legally or whatever. Like,
it's gotta be a wonder.
I don't know. Like, so what? What's it called? He's behind. Who was it? Unai Simon, which I'm pretty sure is Spain's number 1. He's been it's pretty much official now. Who else was it? The Brighton. Sanchez. Robert Sanchez.
Sanchez, yeah.
Are in front of them, and Kepa, which honestly I love. Kepa's killing it right now. If you look at his stats, he's killing it for Chelsea. I love it a lot.
Or did he play this weekend?
Honestly, I don't remember. But we got
he played, but then he got subbed out for Mendy.
Yeah. Oh, he got hurt. I think.
Yeah.
Like not like
Yeah.
crazy, not enough to keep him out of the World Cup, but
I mean, he still let in
Yeah.
3 goals before he got conceded, but yeah.
There's
Sorry,
a save of
excuse
stats.
Raya?
me. David
Right.
Raya
Yeah, he was picked up. So because there's yeah.
and David Soria.
There we go. So, yeah, because the provisional teams have 5 keepers, so it's
Yeah.
Robert
Okay.
Sanchez, Unai Simon,
There's
Raya,
5.
Kappa, and
Can I
Soria.
say Unai Simon has been excellent for Athletic Bilbao. I think
been
Athletic Bilbao are very good right now. And I know this is clearly off topic, but just quickly, they've been very, very good.
They're smashing it.
Outperforming any. Yeah, they're doing very well. Many players are the reason why, but Unai Simon is very good. So I actually do think I saw people complain about De Gea not being included, and while I agree he should have been included, I still think Unai Simon should be starting.
100%.
But I do think De Gea, look, David Soria and Raya, those all, and Robert Sanchez, I think that was the other person, right? That was included, Robert Sanchez from Brighton, who's been excellent, and Kepa. So all of them, these are all great goalkeepers. So the fact that De Gea didn't get in is tough, but at the same time, like, can you really say he deserves to be in over them when the only reason you really would be including him was because he plays for Manchester United when they're all
Right. Well, because of his past.
all very good keepers doing well for their own teams. Like, I don't know. I can't really I can't really say like, oh, De Gea just going there because he has one good game for United and someone else a good game for Athletic Bilbao. You're like, oh, he played for United, he plays for Athletic Bilbao. United.
Yeah.
Like, that's not really how it should work.
I agree. I mean, yeah, definitely. Like, I think I couldn't speak. Also, I hate David Soria because I get him in every other pack in FIFA. So I'm tired of him. But, but I mean, like Unai Simon, Kepa, and Robert Sanchez, I feel all personally would go above him. Even if they has picked, he's like he's 4th or 5th.
Right, exactly.
Choice right there. So it's like, is it that big of a deal personally when he probably wouldn't play anyway?
No.
Like
no.
if he's just there for the ride, like I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal personally. Like it is what it is. And don't get me wrong, he's a great keeper. He showed that today against West Ham. And like we've seen what he was top 2, top 3 keeper before Alisson Ederson came in the Premier League. Like we know what he can do. He's just getting up there in age, and United overall the past couple of years haven't done him well, kind of thing. So yeah, I mean I don't know if I want to say he should have gotten picked. I think it's just the name. It's just the overall reaction to it is because oh my gosh, it's De Gea. Like it's a big name. Not getting picked. Yeah. But it's like I think it's gonna happen. People are gonna get older. Like they're not gonna be as good.
Right. And I like to add to that. I remember when he was picked for the beginning of the 2018 World Cup, had the horrible game against Portugal, where I think he let in 2 shots for Ronaldo's hat trick. They were like really easy shots to save, or one or two, and then literally hasn't been picked since, like in a major tournament. And then, to be honest, it kind of sucks that that kind of punishes Spain career, because I think most people are saying probably De Gea is at his near where he used to be. Like this season's probably one of his better seasons. Prime De Gea was probably the best keeper in the Prem, but it's been a while since we've seen like that. But to see him even begin his form, and then just because horrible game against Portugal and maybe another game, he still hasn't been back to his full confidence. Does kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. It hurts to see a good player like that. But at the same time, you can't punish other players when they're doing just as well.
Definitely.
So I agree.
Just because of like the nostalgia in a way.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, I guess we can move on from there. Do we want to delve into Miguel first or the MLS first?
No, Miguel, because we can leave that to MLS.
Apologies.
He is an MLS product.
Fantastic.
You're getting so good at this.
This man's good at this.
10 episodes in, we're out here creating transitions like nobody's business.
That's right. And where do you even start with Miguel Almiron? Like, where do you even start?
Just the fact that he deserves the Player of the Month.
He has been Player of the Month. What a player! What a player! Like,
he's got 7 goals through 13 for Newcastle this season.
Damn.
Utterly fantastic.
He's coming out to you, Holland.
Fantastic.
He's coming after Holland. He said, "Hold on."
Okay,
watch
well,
this."
hold on now. No, but he scored in the past 3 games. Everton, Spurs, and Aston Villa. All wins, by the way.
Did you see that goal against
hell
Aston Villa?
I did not.
Outside the box, curled it, top left corner.
Oh, no, I did. I did see that.
Yeah.
See that.
Oh, he is at the top of his game. His confidence is through the roof. He looks like the player he was in the MLS, but this time doing it against the best Premier League teams, and some of the best defenders in the world. Like he's doing it. And this isn't the MLS level anymore. This is the best league in the world, and he's doing it against them. Like, and he got his name from the MLS, which is
Right.
he was great. But everybody knows, like, just because you do one MLS doesn't mean you're going to do well elsewhere.
Yeah.
Comes into the Premier League. He struggles for 2 seasons. Newcastle weren't exactly great either. Let's not pretend like they were amazing.
Definitely.
He gets a solid team around him. His confidence goes up. Now he's playing like a world-class winger. I'd love to see. He's a great guy, too. I've liked watching him play. And even though he scored against us to beat us, he's a great player. I can't get mad at him. He's a phenomenal player. I love seeing players from the MLS like that rise up. And putt from Paraguay? Like who do you know from Paraguay balling like that? Like, come on, let's go. Let's get some Paraguayans in here.
So
Love that.
Yeah, 6 goals through this past 6 games.
Oh,
Crazy.
great player.
Crazy. And
Yeah,
like you said, one against like Spurs, who very good.
Yes.
In the third right now.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I love it. I love to see it. It just like it fills me with joy when MLS players do fantastic abroad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, understandably so, everyone shits on the MLS and American football in general, the pyramid or lack thereof, and vice versa. But when a player goes abroad and smashes it, it's like, okay, it just shows what we can produce. Like Brendan Aronson too, like he goes over there.
There you go.
He's from the
Yeah.
MLS. It's just wonderful. Matt Turner's going over there right now, and he's killing it. I know there's I forget it's Palacios or Cifuentes from LAFC who is more than likely going to go to a Premier League team this winter. It's so great to see. So I love
Mhm.
the fact that these players are getting recognition. The league is getting recognition. Maybe not
Mhm.
directly, but by association with these players.
Yeah.
Utterly fantastic. Utterly fantastic. Also, one thing in news I didn't put in the thing. Apparently, Atlanta is going to get rid of Josef Martinez. He is not in their future plans anymore,
Damn.
which is big.
That's
Because he's
interesting.
like their best player of all time.
Yeah, but that's not shocking either.
It's not shocking, but he's not bad.
Like if
It's
you
not like
said
he
that
did
like
them-
3 years ago, 4 years ago, you'd be like, oh damn. But like now it's
Yeah.
like you're like, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
Like, he's
injuries.
dropped off. Like yeah. Well, obviously injuries. He's dropped off significantly. So you're like kind of like they need to move on from him just to
bring
get
in
it.
fresh-
It's
fresh
weird though.
players.
International. He takes an international spot, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, you ship him off maybe to Europe, see how he does, get some money from him, and then rebuild.
Right.
Because Atlanta ain't it so anymore.
Yeah.
At least they used to be, but not anymore.
Yeah. Let's use that to segue over to the playoffs then, because we're talking about teams who are or aren't it. I don't know if you guys had watched our most recent episode, we gave a little update on that. But today, the boys in black and gold beat Austin FC, which I don't know if we mentioned in the last episode, but neither Diego nor Andres thought it was going to happen. Right? Can you guys both admit to that?
Yeah, because I didn't think that would happen. But honestly, now I'm looking back on it, I realize they should have beat Austin because Galaxy beat them twice in the regular season. So if they beat Galaxy, then theoretically they should be able to beat Austin. So I should have seen it coming. Now will they beat Philadelphia Union? Did they play? Did they win?
It's Philadelphia against NYCFC. It's not confirmed yet, I don't think.
Oh damn!
No,
Well,
wait, Philadelphia
I think-
won.
Oh, they did. Did they? Okay, because
Yeah.
at the time I
Oh.
saw it, they hadn't won.
No offense,
So
Elijah, but Philadelphia takes the cake. No one's scoring against Andre Blake right now.
All right. So that you said
Bro's a brick wall. Hey, LAFC fans, if you guys win it, thank me because I'm helping you out. I'm jinxing the other teams. I
That's
jinxed
right.
Galaxy. I jinxed Austin.
What does
I
this mean for
jinxed
the bets,
Philadelphia.
Andres? What does this mean for the World Cup bets?
No. Well, no, I don't want to think about this. It's stressing me out.
I mean, okay, so I will say for LAFC, I'm the one that watched the game, of course, but we played the best game of the season. That was our best game by far against the game that we needed it to be against. And bets wise, Austin FC were the underdogs. I think they had like the most like wins this season, being voted as underdogs. So I wouldn't have been surprised, but we got off to a good start early. Austin FC, they just kept trying to demolish our players. Couple penalty shouts, couple red card shouts, like, yeah. But that was the whole game plan. And then they scored an own goal. The second goal was an own goal.
Damn.
By one of the players. He just got subbed in. It was his first touch of the game.
Oh no!
And on a corner, he headed to his own goal.
Ooh.
And then
that's
the
tough.
third goal. I don't think I saw the third goal, but the ball, it was just lucky. I forget who, but someone sent it up to Opoku, and it like the curl on the ball made a bounce past the defenders towards him, to where they behind the defenders, so he had a free shot on goal and essentially shot it. And then
MLS at its
goal.
finest.
That's not even the defender's fault. That's the spin on the ball. That's gonna happen in any league. And the first goal was I think it was a corner. So
I saw that one.
what can I say? It's expected. It was expected. Let's be honest. It was expected.
Okay.
Yeah, could be. This is our first appearance in the final. I looked at the tickets just to see. Cheapest. When I looked, $600.
Oh, you should make us guess. I was gonna guess like 500.
Sorry,
I feel that though. Damn, that's tough.
600.
Looks like your living room's gonna be the place to watch.
You goddamn right. My net worth is a third of that, bro. But we get more subscribers. Who knows? That could change by then.
I could be halfway there.
You never know. I Andres would have had the money, but he bet on some ferocious predictions.
Hey, don't disrespect my predictions until I'm like I text you guys and be like, hey yo, I made a mistake.
I don't trust Andres with anything anymore. I'll say I'm gonna expose Andres right now. The other day when West Ham was playing Silkeborg, and he texted us and he's like, bro, West Ham, their bench is 10 times as worth as our opponents, and he's like, we are massive. They're playing Silkeborg in the conference.
I know. I'm just happy. Let me be happy, okay? I'm celebrating the little things. Our bench is massive. We're massive. Let me be happy, okay? We're massive compared to Silkeborg,
baby.
Hey man, there's no need for that right now. All right, there's no need for
more
that.
massive.
I've had a difficult day with sports teams. It's just there's no need. The amount of times we've been so close is just ridiculous. It's hard to take this year.
Andres predicted West Ham will finish in 6th.
It's still possible.
He maintains
still
that.
Possible. Yeah. Bro, if
he also maintained that Conte is going to go to West Ham after Chelsea.
No. I said it's a possibility. There's a possibility for everything.
We're fighting for it. You're like, why wouldn't he want to come? We're one of the best up and coming teams. You said one of the best up and coming teams.
It's possible. Why wouldn't he want to come? He wants to stay in London. It's possible. Do we need him? No. We got Flynn Downs. That's all we need.
Flynn Downs? Who's Flynn Downs?
What the hell is that?
He's our next Declan Rice. Look him up. Uh-huh. He's been playing very well. He's our next Flynn Downs. He's our next Declan Rice, not next Flynn Downs. He is Declan Downs.
I need Declan Rice to leave you guys. That would be the greatest day of my life.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Don't! No!
The day Declan Rice is like Fabrizio Romano tweets, Declan Rice is interested in Chelsea. On contract negotiations ongoing. I'm
gonna cry.
I pulled up the conversation for Conte.
Oh my god!
Andres' arguments here. He says Conte to West Ham LOLs. He says, "Hey, we're an attractive football team to come to at the moment." He says, "You never know."
I said lols. I said you never know. You just don't know. It's possible. And look at Skamaka. He picked West Ham over PSG.
He said, "We have Zuma. He might want to reunite. Who knows?" Because Conte and Zuma, the pairing of the century.
Exactly.
He said, but then after all that, you said you don't need Conte. Are you shitting me? If Conte came to West Ham, if you think if Conte ever went to West Ham, I want to look at the Twitter. I would look at the Twitter and they'd be like nutting the whole time talking about it.
It would be a good signing, but realistically, we don't need him. We don't need him.
Well, you're right. Susek is the one. Is that what you're saying?
I love my boy Suchek. Flynn Downs is the one.
Well, and then Diego said,
He's one
I'm
of the
sorry, but
disciples of the Messiah.
Jesus Christ. Diego said, I'm sorry, but he's not joining a team that at the time was 15th in the league. And then Andre said, relax, wait till the end of the season.
Really? Yeah. Well, you can't. No. It's the Premier League, bro. You can't be bashing on my team when we're not even halfway through the
Yes,
season.
I can. Yes, I can.
You're just haters. Just haters that we're doing well. All
If
right?
Sorry,
Chelsea-
they moved
whenever
up 2
Chelsea's in fifth-
spots since that text. They moved up 2 spots. 13th. 13th.
I'm proud of us. You know,
Wow.
we're a lot of our wins have been very a lot of our losses have been very unlucky. There's only been the City game where we were out of that game completely. So yeah, it's just
So
disappointing.
every other 7 losses, only 1 was a deserved loss. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, yeah, if you watch the game, you're like, shit, we should have done way better. We should have scored here. We should have tied that game.
Every team
Chelsea.
can say that.
Every game. That's like every team for every
No,
game.
but like if you watch the games, bro, from a West Ham perspective, if you look on Twitter at the West Ham fans, the ones that are actual West Ham fans who aren't just bashing on Moyes, you'll be like, all right, he's on to something. Like, he's not the only one. Like, we've been so close so many times. That's why it's so frustrating to watch my team right now. Is we've been so close so many times and we just can't put the ball in the back of the net when we need to. And
But
it's
so
just
close doesn't mean you're there. So you can't make the predictions as if you're there.
you can say you're there. Like, as a team, as a player on that team, you'll be like, we're so close. It's just that one thing we need just to click, and then we're
We've
there.
been saying
Like,
that for 10 weeks now.
okay,
Since they were
and
0-3. Nothing's changed.
okay,
Nothing changes.
we moved up. We were in the relegation zone. Now we're in 13. We're moving up. You gotta stay positive.
Andres, you're 3 points above the relegation zone. You're 3 points above the relegation zone.
Okay, and we have winnable games coming up before
You've
the World
had one
Cup.
game.
Hey, we
drew
should
against
have
West
beat
Ham.
Liverpool. Oh, we drew against
West Ham,
ourselves.
Lost to
Drew
Everton.
against
Oh, sorry,
ourselves.
Southampton. It feels like it. You're losing against yourselves. You drew to
Jesus.
Southampton, lost to Everton, lost to Brighton, lost to
No, you know
Nottingham
what?
Forest.
Yeah, okay, bro, I don't want to talk about the game because that game was some bullshit. Our goal got taken away, and that was some bullshit. And also, we hit the fucking crossbar 4 different times in that game, and the post 2 times. I don't want to talk about that game. That game pisses me the fuck off. The amount of times that ball did not want to go in.
Like every game.
No. There was a shot where it hit the crossbar and the post, and still didn't go in. I don't want to talk about that game. But we should have won. A lot of the games we lost. We should have won or tied Chelsea. Just wait until we play.
That would put you in 11th. It would have put you in 11th. So that's improvement.
Oh,
That's great.
Guys, you guys are just bashing. It's all right. I have a strong mindset. I'm staying positive. Stay
Strong
positive. Stay
mindset.
confident. I have a strong mindset right now. I'm staying positive. I ain't letting you.
Strong.
I'm mentally strong.
Fortress up here.
You guys ain't breaking my will. All right. Staying mentally strong. I'm looking forward to this Thursday. Someone against whoever we're playing.
What's this Thursday?
It's Europa
Oh,
Conference League.
freaking I forget what it stands for. FCSB, the Romanian team, right?
Yeah, they're controversial. Their owner's a bit homophobic, but we don't talk about that. We won't promote him. But gotta stay positive, stay confident. That's a dub, and we already qualified for the round of 16. So
let's. I forget exactly what the predictions were, but before the Southampton game, and we talked about the next, was it 5 games? I think
I said 6. My predictions have stayed at 6th place.
No. That's not what I mean. The 5 games after the 15 points, you said something like you could get like 13 points is what you said. I'm pretty sure something like that.
It was possible at the time, and
so
we got 6.
Instead, so far through a possible 9 points, you've gotten 4.
That's not bad. I'll take
What's
that.
happening?
I'll take that. It's a bit frustrating. But
but
the players know it.
They beat Silkeborg. I mean, Silkeborg doesn't even have a logo on Google right here. That's what I'm bringing that up.
Heidi Klum's from that place, Silkeborg. True story. That's why I know who they are.
Wow.
No, because backstory. For anyone who's seen Parks and Rec, they would understand. For anyone who's seen Parks and Rec. Yeah, okay. She's in an episode of Parks and Rec, and then she states that she's from Silkeborg. And then when I saw the team, I was like, oh, snap. I made the connection. That's how I remember.
Attaboy. Proud of you, buddy.
But I'm staying positive. I'm not letting the haters destroy my positive mindset. I refuse. I'm fighting the power.
I mean,
Fighting the power. I'm fighting the
it's
top
just-
6 clubs.
Diego, how many times have we said in I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay positive.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
mentality of a
You have
non-massive
to.
club.
Every week.
Mentality of a non-massive club.
We're massive. Shut the fuck up. Who do you think you are?
Massively in 13th place. A Champions League winning side? What are you talking about?
13th place is better than 14th place. Better than
We're massively playing in Romania.
Yeah, man. You gotta think positive. Think positive. I'm saying I'm happy
There's a
with where
difference
we're
in
at.
being positive and thinking positive. We can be positive because we're winning. We literally have a positive record.
There's positives to take from every game we lost. Like today, there's positives. We took it to United in the second half, and we should have won. Except De Gea decided to play well for once in his life, so it was a bit frustrating.
You know,
De Gea decided to become prime De Gea.
I do feel bad for bashing on West Ham too much, but I'm not gonna stop. But
I can take it. I'm confident that we can. I'm not gonna say it, so I don't jinx my team. But I'm confident we'll finish strong before.
Finish where? Were you predicting that we're good? Okay.
I'm not gonna put us anywhere because it's so you can't really predict other teams' performances.
I want the predictions now. So
I think we'll finish like in 10th. 10th before the World Cup. I'll take that.
I mean, okay.
Okay, you got to remember, our form started off really well. Like the form we had when we beat Bournemouth and then we beat the other team. I forgot who we beat. Where we picked up a couple of wins in a row, and then Paqueta got injured, then Cornet got injured. So our star center attacking mid who helped Scamacca score all his goals is injured. Who's going to come back this week, and then so is Cornet. So don't hate on my team
though. You can say that for any team that they have injuries that are affecting their form.
Yeah, but when your big summer signing gets injured, who was playing so well, complementary to your star striker, play has an impact on your play.
A massive team would have massive depth. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, we have depth. We played. I think we played well.
I can agree with that part. There are players on Chelsea that if you lose them, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, Reece James.
Yeah, and you lost 4-1.
Yeah. But
I'm saying it happens to
Brighton.
Oh no, definitely. That's what I'm saying. Injuries plague any team, but if you're massive, you got the depth to make up for it.
We have the depth to make up for it, but you got to remember, it has an impact on every team. So obviously those bench players aren't gonna you have Ben Rama. Ben Rama's not gonna be better than Paqueta. It's just a fact. Ben Rama's good, but he doesn't do the same thing as Paqueta. Paqueta complements Scamacca. Ben Rama does his own thing on the wing. He doesn't really complement Scamacca. So it's
that's not depth.
So the whole game, no, he's a center attacking mid, but he's being played on the wing. Or when he does play as a cam, he's not being complimentary because he's trying to distribute to the wing. So Paqueta plays a certain way that Ben Rama can't. Every player can't play the same way a certain player. Put Souček where Declan Rice plays. Obviously, is not going to be a switch because they play completely differently. They're both defensive midfielders, but they both play differently in that position. So
I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot Souček existed.
He hasn't played great. He hasn't played great. He's a lot of West Ham fans. This is the thing with my team is that our fan base is so flimsy with players. They'll play bad, they'll have a couple of bad games, and they switch on you so quickly. And I feel bad for the players because they don't deserve it.
Your whole fan base is with the team. You do that with the team.
I'll be like, oh man, we're playing horrible, but I'm not singling out a single individual and be like, oh man, you're shit. Obviously they're not playing good. I don't need it. They know they don't need me to tell them they're not playing good because they know. Declan Rice today on Twitter, he said we had we played well, but we need to finish our chances. He literally said we know we need to finish our chances. They know what's wrong. They're struggling to find it. So it's players know what's going wrong. It's just fans need to chill out.
Oh, I'm back. My Wi-Fi cut out. I died for a little bit.
How did we get here? What were we talking about?
It doesn't matter.
Every episode ends up with one smashing of my team. One episode. This is what happens when we do this on a Sunday when my team loses. Speaking of which, why does my team always play on a Sunday, bro? I want to sleep in. Premier League, sort that out. I want to sleep in on a Sunday. I'd rather wake up early on a Saturday. This is unfair. But yeah. But still,
Even if your
4-1. Shut the fuck up, Chelsea.
Even if we didn't
4-1 to
record on
Brighton.
Sunday, we'd bash you
Shut
on
the fuck up.
Tuesday. Okay, Brighton's a good team. We've gone over
No,
this.
let's not let us don't start this.
Two wrong goals. No, let's go.
Let's not get into this.
No.
We talk about West Ham for 10 minutes. We don't need to talk about this.
No, let's bring up
Let's
Chelsea.
not.
Let's bring up Chelsea. If you
Let's
want to
not.
talk about the form
Oh my
beforehand,
God.
you want to talk about the form beforehand? What was it? 8 games unbeaten, 9 games unbeaten, Andres?
I'm talking about right here, right now, bro. You lost to Brighton 4-1. You took their manager and lost. You scored 2 own goals. How's that feel? Shut the
We
fuck
did.
up.
It feels good being in 6th.
Wow,
Feels
6
good to have
with all those
Champions League
players?
winners
6th
medal.
place with all those players. Tottenham's doing better than you. Damn.
Tottenham's good. We've went over this. Tottenham's good. We're not.
We drew
I
with
never claimed to
Tottenham.
be better. Hey, you take the dubs whenever you can.
Yeah,
You take the dubs whenever you can.
I wish you had drew with Chelsea, but you know,
Yep.
Big 6
did you?
bias, top 6 bias.
Oh my God. We got over
You're
this so
just
many
in denial.
times.
You too. No,
Okay, wait,
Diego's
this is
more.
not-
We've got over this. There's no
no,
Big
Diego
6 bias.
accepts
It
there
doesn't
is.
happen.
There is. You just
No,
you just can't
it's
see
just
it
you
'cause
want to
you're-
think. Small clubs want to
Nah.
think that it's not equal.
Oh my God, you're just in denial. You know, first stage is
So without Big Six
Acceptance.
bias, would you be in the top 10 or anything? What does it matter? They're good teams.
Fam, we would have a point from you. What the fuck are you talking about?
You be in 13th still. What does it matter?
Oh my God.
You'd be
Liverpool would
4-3
have
and
a
6
point.
instead of 4-2 and 7.
Nah, fam. No, just no.
Just saying.
Big 6 bias. There's Big 6 bias. The fact that you don't see it is crazy.
Okay, if West Ham breaks into the Big Six, or not the Big Six, top 6.
Well, you
or
can't
whatever,
break into the
especially-
Big 6 because the Big 6
That's
has
not what I
already
mean.
been pre-established.
No, I took it away. I meant top 6. I meant top 6. And if I claim anything for that, I don't understand where would the bias come from? Why would there be a bias?
Because there's an agenda to make the Big 6 every year. So they want the big teams to
That's
win.
not. Then why is Newcastle in 4th?
They're a big team now. They were previously a big
But
team.
they're not
You
a
can't
Big
say they're
6
not.
though. There's no. Of course there's no bias against them. They're not. That's not what put them in 4th. They're a good team.
But
These
it's
good
not like
teams
they're
are-
winning controversially. The thing
No,
is
but-
with the Big 6, it comes in when their game's too close, and then there's some bullshit call for the bigger team.
Literally not every
Like
time.
Chelsea, West Ham. How the fuck was that a
You're
foul?
gonna
on-
keep bringing
on-
that up.
No,
but there's
it's
gonna
true
be-
though.
there's
That's
gonna
Big
be
6
games-
bias.
Okay, well then, if West Ham's playing Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup and there's a call that goes in favor of West Ham and Middlesbrough are going to be like, oh, that was Premier League bias, you're going to be like, no, it doesn't make sense. Why they would do that? Why would the Premier League stop small clubs from winning? Leicester, look at Leicester. Does that mean they didn't want Leicester to win? There's not going to be a bias against that. The Premier League, like
No, you're not like the Big 6 bias comes in crucial moments in a game when the game's very close, where the smaller team's gonna win, where it changes the game completely. It happens all the time.
okay, next episode, let's pull up some stats. Like, show me that
Okay.
there's a difference. Show me that there's a difference and there's a favor for Big 6 teams.
All we gotta do is pull up Liverpool. Their literally nicknames Liverpool. Like they've won games because of VAR. So it's like
Every team has won a game or lost a game on VAR. Every
Yeah,
team.
but a
Chelsea
lot of
gets
teams
fucked
have
with VAR
also-
last year too. Chelsea,
A few
we had more.
times.
Look at Timo Werner. Timo Werner had so many offside goals, and if there's a
Which
Big
they
6
were
bias,
offside.
he would have been given them. Yeah, no, definitely. But if there's such a bias and there was such, then why not just give it to him if it's that close? Like, there's no. I don't see a. There's no clear distinction between a bias or not a bias. It's just that teams are gonna accuse bigger teams of that for not winning. It's just gonna happen.
it's not we're accusing the teams. We're accusing the referees of committing the bias because it's true. There is a bias.
Of course, sorry. That's what I meant. I don't think it's bias. I don't think it's bias.
Well, yeah,
I
because
would-
you are a Big 6 fan. You don't see the bias. I see the bias because I'm not a Big 6 fan.
Give me another. Give
Okay,
me another
wait.
game.
Can I come with some stats? Can I come with some stats real quick?
Hit me with it.
Let's go,
Hit me with it.
Diego.
So I want to preface this as saying that this is based off of last season, not this season. So VAR changes, so obviously it's a little different. But number one for last season, +4 Liverpool.
Big 6
Number
club.
2, +4 West Ham.
What do the stats say? What do the stats say, Andres? What do the stats say? Say it back to me.
And
Say it back-
rightfully
say it again.
so. Like let's look at
Oh
the
my
look
God.
at the
What-
decision.
what- those
You got to look at
stats
the
now?
decisions. Sometimes there's decisions where like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Holy smokes. Okay. Okay, keep going, Dave. Keep going. Here with more stats.
Number 3 is Arsenal +3 points. Tied
Big
is
Six.
Brentford with a +3.
Okay.
Man City is also there with +3.
Three. There's 3 out of the 6.
Southampton as well.
Okay, Southampton.
Watford got a +3 points from it, and then
Watford.
and then we move on to Brighton +2.
Look,
There's
Chelsea
3 of the
+1.
big 6 in there. There's 3 of the big 6.
And
Yeah,
the-
West Ham's
and
second,
there's
but
how,
also
and there's what? There's 5 non-big 6. So what are you talking about?
there's 3. How
If
many
there's
did
a
you
big
list right
6
there?
bias,
You listed
there would
6,
be
Diego,
if
right?
there was a he listed like 8, like 7. If there was a big 6 bias, a majority of the top 6 would be big 6.
Miss City,
Right.
Liverpool, right there. Those 2 were in
Majority.
the top.
Do you know
3.
what? That's not what majority means. Okay, well
I-
then, with the same logic, then there's a bias against smaller teams because there's more smaller teams there.
Oh my god! But you got to look at each decision though. You can be like, okay, so like, yes, there's more decisions being made in VAR, but also like, are they the correct decisions? Because those are just saying like, oh, those are the points they got for each team, right? So like, you're not looking at the decisions, like how many
Click that
controversial
link.
decisions
Click that
were
link.
they?
That link goes in detail, literally what each decision was, how many goals they got, how many goals were disallowed, how many offsides. You want to talk about all that statistical stuff? Look at it. There you go. It's all
Okay,
there.
so let me just read the top then. What it says. In the 1920 season, Brighton benefited the most, while only Newcastle didn't experience a single overturn. In 2021 season, it was Burnley and Everton who benefited the most, while Arsenal, Liverpool, and West Brom were most negatively affected. Arsenal, Liverpool, most negatively affected. Did you click the link, Andres?
I'm reading the West Ham ones.
Well,
Yeah, and all these were accurate. All the West Ham ones are all accurate.
you're gonna say that, and then if the same
Well, look
thing,
at them.
hold on,
They're all
if the
against
sa-
us.
Hold on, if the same thing is gonna be under a Big 6 team, you're gonna be like, oh, it wasn't accurate, couldn't have been accurate, because the Big 6 is because there's a bias. It's just it's a different mentality.
Bro, all the controversial decisions in this league have been with Big 6 clubs, and the majority of the time they've been in favor of the Big 6 clubs. I'll just keep bringing up
I
Chelsea
personally
West Ham.
think
Went against this completely. I don't know how that's a foul. There's no way that's a foul in any universe except ours.
I think it's more. You can see sometimes the refs being swayed by home crowds when the team plays
But
at
that
home.
shouldn't be a thing. You can't.
But
have
I'm not
that
saying these should
happen.
be a thing.
There's nothing that changes that though. Like that's just
Don't be a pussy.
That's human.
That's what
human
happens.
thing.
Don't be a
That's
pussy.
okay.
Do your
Well, like,
job.
Human thing.
Top 6 bias statistically isn't really there all that much. For being 100% honest.
Thank you. Like we're looking at the stats right now.
But
You can't-
Liverpool
you
being
can't-
benefited is true. I agree with Liverpool.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's a
there,
reason to call
yeah.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah, but not
Big 6
top
bias.
6 overall.
You could apply
Oh my
that.
God,
'cause
just
they're
'cause-
top 6.
There's
Holy
stats.
crap.
You can argue against the stats.
You can argue the stats, but you're not listening.
Switch,
Like you need to single out every detail and be like, okay, this. Like if you like took all
Holy
the big controversial decisions in the league, not just like every VR decision, all the big controversial, they're most likely going to be swaying to the Big 6, or the Big 6 are going to be.
give me
involved in
other.
some way,
Give me
shape, or
other.
form.
Give me other.
I don't know any top
examples
of
then.
my head.
Well, then you can't say it. then what other? What besides Chelsea West Ham? What are some other things? What are some other ones? And include ones that benefit smaller teams at the same rate. Because it's like those exist too.
Well, I'm gonna pull up West Ham because those are the ones I
Holy
remember
crap.
the most. It's the ones I
Okay.
remember the most.
Just because it happens to West Ham against a Big 6 team doesn't mean
No,
it's a bias.
I'm pulling it up as an example because those are the ones I remember the most. Like I can actually like argue. I can't remember
Well,
like
okay,
just
but I
reading
mean,
the
like,
description.
But then, are you arguing that there's a Big 6 bias against West Ham or for the Big 6? Because if you're only pulling up that, what if those are literally the only times it happens in the season and doesn't happen anywhere else? Then there's no bias. There's a bias against West Ham. There's a difference.
No, I'm saying there's a Big 6. I'm just saying I'm pulling up West Ham examples because those are the only ones I can pull off at the top of my head because I don't look
I
at
know,
other...
of course.
So
No,
like the decisions
understand,
I'm looking at here are like, okay, yeah, that
but
happened.
don't
like, yeah, that
base
made
it all
sense.
off of West Ham though.
No, I'm saying in
Because-
general, like in general, there even with the smaller clubs, there's going to be decisions made for the bigger club, and it happens. You
I
can't
know,
tell me it doesn't.
but you can't tell me it doesn't happen for small clubs too.
No, I'm saying like not like decisions that are like, oh, like
I know, game affecting
game
decisions.
affecting, but like they're
I know,
clearly wrong decisions.
Well, and that's just delving into a more like.
No.
There's
Like
gonna
if you make the correct decision against like like in favor of Big Six, cool. That's not Big Six bias. I'm not saying that. It's literally like the controversial decisions that like are no way that's a certain decision should be allowed. Like no way
But
that
I
was a
know,
red card.
but
No
I'm
way that was
saying,
a penalty.
but tell me that doesn't happen against small clubs too.
Against smaller clubs, yeah, but
because okay, but like I said, like okay, let's look at when we did predictions for the MLS, right? And I did my Eastern Conference, I did mostly underdogs. Are you're trying to tell me there's no referees who are also like if there is a bias, if they hold a bias, there's no referees that want the underdog to win? I think the majority of fans. I know, but you have to factor that in too. Like, don't just be like all referees want to happen. Like, I don't know. Like I said, if I'm a ref, like the Premier League, or at least a lot of fans don't want to see the same clubs winning. No one wants to see City winning over and over again. Not even the Premier League. That's not good for ratings. So why would they throw a bias in? That's why we see Newcastle like on top. Like they're really like that's why Leicester wins the.
Well, that doesn't have anything to
Premier
do with
League.
bias. That goes straight down to form. Like Newcastle is playing well, so therefore they're up there.
Well, but I know, but you were also saying earlier that like the Premier League wants the Big Six to be the top six.
Yeah. That's why they get certain decisions go their way. The controversial decisions mostly go their way because.
No, but I don't think that's true though. They happen to be in the top six
There's
because
an agenda.
they have the most
There's always
investment.
an agenda in every league. There's an agenda in any type of sports league that the main like commission wants to force on.
Give me other leagues then with the same thing. I can't think of one for baseball. I can't think of one for
NFL.
basketball.
The amount of times the Chiefs get penalty flags all against other teams.
Well, basketball's not a good example. Basketball's not a good example.
Well, yeah, but I mean, interesting. It happens like every league. Like we don't. That's not something that happens really. Like
baseball, Astros.
That's Astros. That's not baseball. That's not MLB. MLB didn't know about it until after.
Sure.
Basketball,
that's
the stars
on the agenda.
get calls more than the regular players. That's 100%. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, but there's no like agenda to make a certain team win. Like teams that are good are gonna win. That's just what happens. And if you don't win,
they get favored. You look at the Patriots. Every when they had Tom Brady every year, they had favors go their way that shouldn't have gone their way.
But they're also just a really good team. Okay. No matter how good
take aside from the fact you can't like the tuck rule. You can't say that wasn't a fumble. Like come on.
We can't talk about NFL. This isn't
you said give me other examples. I'm giving you examples.
No, I know, but like just these aren't agendas. Like
there's agendas.
If a team is good, they're gonna win. That's just and teams that aren't winning are gonna be like, okay, we're getting fucked over here. The Big Six is the Big Six because of how much investment they get, and throughout history, they've over time become the Big Six, right? For a reason. It's not like the Premier League, the FA put out of a hat. Okay, we're gonna make Chelsea, Tottenham, Man United, City, Arsenal, Liverpool the Big Six. It's just these teams get the funding to get the good players, and they're gonna win.
You're still not seeing. I'm not saying the big teams aren't winning because I'm not saying. I'm saying that they're getting calls going their way that shouldn't be going their way.
But I know, but you also have to say that other teams do too. And there's more. I don't think there's a bias. Referees are going to make mistakes. Referees, and to the point where the referee association have come out to say they've made mistakes. It's just going to happen. And a lot of times,
but it seems you got to look for smaller clubs. It seems that all of those apologies just go to the bigger clubs, and then it's like, okay, cool. And another apology doesn't do shit for my club because it's like it's just going to happen again.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Any team's going to say there's a bias against them because if something doesn't go their way, even Chelsea fans have said that. So
it's just with one of the refs you have an issue with. That's the only time you guys mention
with other things too. I mean,
like what other things?
I mean, I can't pull someone to mind.
Guys, we're gonna hit an hour in 3 minutes. We're gonna hit an hour in 3 minutes.
I don't care. I don't give a damn. I mean, okay. I'm just gonna end it off with there's no bias. All teams get fucked over in one way or another because the only way it's not going to be is if there's a robotic referee, and teams that get fucked over are going to throw up excuses for it. That's it.
Excuses? No, there's no excuses. When they get fucked over, they've royally been fucked over. And there's no excuses, just fact that they got fucked over.
Okay, sorry. Well, okay, I meant if the team's losing, there's going to be excuses for it. If you don't want to look at it, there's going to be it's going to be mostly our team sucks, and the other part is going to be other things like bias.
Yeah, bias when it's valid, when there's blatant decisions not going your way, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, that's definitely a foul, or that's a red card, or that's a penalty.
If there was such a big bias, why don't we hear it more often?
Well, you do. You're just a part of the Big Six, so you're like, you take it. Like, literally, that decision against Chelsea West Ham, you're like, oh, cool. That we take that win. That's what you told me. You told me we take that win. It's
you
like,
would do
bro,
the same thing. You would do the same if the team
I would text you, be like, bro, that was some bullshit. You literally said, I don't know.
It was bullshit.
Look like
it
a
was
foul.
bullshit.
You literally said your initial.
Yes.
That's where like that's not a foul. That's
it was
what
bullshit.
You said.
It was bullshit. I'm not saying it wasn't.
You changed.
Okay,
you changed your opinion.
Okay, it was bullshit, but we got the win. So am I gonna be happy about it? Yeah. You would do the exact same thing.
I mean, we got a pretty lucky goal for us against Southampton. Not Southampton. Bournemouth. I was like, oh, I was like, that's definitely.
Yeah, but
you're
gonna be happy about it though. It's gonna be like.
No, I wasn't. I didn't celebrate when we scored that. I was like,
no.
I was like, that's a handball.
But getting the result overall, you're gonna be happy you got the result.
Well, that wasn't a defining moment in the game because then we scored.
You're not gonna be happy as to how you get it. You're gonna be happy you get the win.
Like a win's a win. Don't get me wrong, but like.
That's
you know,
what I'm saying.
If my team, if the thing is with me is like if my team wins controversially, I'm gonna be like I'm not too happy with that performance because we got way bailed out there.
Of course, you're not gonna be happy with the performance, but you're gonna be happy that you got 3 points out of it. That's what I mean. You don't have to be happy with anything else. You can just be happy that you got a result.
Okay.
Right? We can agree.
Okay. Yeah, happy you get the result. Still, there's a bias. I'm not changing my thing on that. I'm not changing, so like this realistically the whole time we spent on this it's a waste of time, but I'm not changing my viewpoint. Elijah's not changing my viewpoint. Diego's the mediator in this thing, so attempted mediator, might I add.
Attempted, yeah.
Attempted to get us back on track, but we did not. We've fallen stray. But it's okay. It's okay.
Let's wrap it up before anyone brings anything else up.
Elijah. So I'm just kidding. I'm done.
Fuck Mendy. Okay. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
All also De Gea too. Fuck you, De Gea. All right, I'm done.
Okay. So, well, thank you to those who have gotten to this point. If you have, again,
respect.
Please tune in for the next episode. Thank you if you've watched other ones. We just hit an hour. The whole episode won't be an hour because we took it like a minute or two to start, but. So thank you for watching. See you guys next episode. Thank you.
Peace.